Well, here we go. All right, y'all. If you're new to me, I am Alan Clayton. I go by the Frazzled Dad on social media. I am actually a licensed investment professional. And I like to come on and talk about things that nobody else is talking about. So, we're going to talk about investing. I get a lot of questions about how do you find good investments? And look, I cannot tell you specifically what to invest in over a platform like this. However, what I can tell you is I can give you a couple pointers. All right, so number one is this. Look, this came out today. SEC charges creator of CoinDeal with a crypto scheme, 7 others connection with fraud. So we open this thing up, we take a look, and we've got all these names that the SEC has a complaint against. And let's see over here, they are demanding a jury trial. So now, look, the number one rule that I have for investing is who? Who are you investing with? Who's in charge of the company, the crypto project, the whoever? Who's in charge? Do research, do due diligence. So we see the number one name on here is Neil S. Chandran. So we go pull this guy up, and of course this is connected, but this guy, this actually goes back to this summer. This is the DOJ complaint, which is actually connected to this one. And look, this guy right here, he has been a charlatan, a scammer, and a thief for many, 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 many years. And when you have someone like that who's trying to get you to invest money with him in his project, you have to listen to some key words, and one of the things you need to listen for is guarantee. I can guarantee you a specific return. If you ever hear that, run, do not walk away from that person. Whether it's someone who has a company, a crypto project, an advisor, anybody that says they can guarantee you a return, run, do not walk. It's very difficult to guarantee someone a return. And then what happens if you don't come through on that? Then, people are like, hey, you promised me this. I didn't get it. So now it's, we need to cut ties and I need to contact my lawyer. So run, do not walk when you hear someone say that they have been, that they will guarantee you a certain rate of return. By the way, this Amy Moselle and Michael T. Glasspie, they're connected, by the way. This Gary Davidson worked with Neil for quite some time. I have him up. I was starting, yeah. There's Michael Glasspie. So look, if you're investing with someone, it doesn't matter what you're looking at. You got to pretend that person is sitting at your table, and you have a series of questions for them. You want to know what their background is, why they created the company, what their goals with the company are, who's on their board of directors. You need to know who. How are all these people connected in the grand scheme of the investment? Where you get in trouble, again, is where people start saying, well, I'm going to guarantee this rate of return. But if you don't do any research on the people behind it, then you're going to be left out to dry. Now, sometimes they can slide through on things like, let's say Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff got busted for basically running a gigantic Ponzi scheme. He had a good track record. He ran that thing for a long time, and he was giving people great returns, and they didn't know why, and they didn't care. They were getting them, and that's all that mattered. And because he was so popular and so well known, it was easy for him to get more and more money. until it was time for the whole thing to collapse. And that went on for many, many, many years. This is what's happening a lot in the crypto world. Not necessarily where you have necessarily a scammer, although there have been quite a few people in that industry who have put together projects that are, a little on the sketchy side. I won't name any names, but recently there's been a dust up between a certain couple of large content creators on this platform. And I think most of y'all know who that might be. They're probably on your recommended page as soon as you log on. So the key to investing in anything is you have to know who is running the company. Why are they doing it? What are their plans? Who's on the board of directors? And that's really all you can do. And then you end up with this. Now, this year, the SEC, boy howdy, they're getting after it. They've got a couple things going on here. They've got they charged a former SPAC CFO for orchestrating a $5 million fraud scheme. You've got this one that we just talked about, where the creator of CoinDeal crypto scheme with 7 other people, $45 million fraud, just running people out of money, man. And then SEC charges former BlackRock portfolio manager with undisclosed conflict of interest. Again, who? This is another who. This person here is Randy Robertson. He is a former managing director at BlackRock. You can read through this about what he did involving his daughter trying to get into the industry, the film industry. But this is the resolution on this. He was censored by the industry. He had to pay $250,000 to the SEC, which got transferred to the general fund of the United States Treasury. But he did not get terminated. So censored and paid a fine. So it's good to see the SEC cracking down on some of this. If you go back and look over the last month or so, there's quite a bit of that. There's SEC charges, well, the 3 that we just talked about. Where is it? Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang. There's one right there. SEC charges Honeywell with bribery schemes in Algeria and Brazil. Hopefully I'm not skipping over any of these. SEC charges financial service professional for an associate in a $47 million front-running scheme. These things happen. It takes time for the SEC to crack down on this. 8 social media influencers and $100 million stock manipulation scheme promoted on Discord and Twitter. SEC charges SEC charges Deutsche Bank for fraud, for misleading. So, the SEC has been busy the last couple months. You kind of look back, like November, not a lot going on. October, not a lot going on. September, not a lot, a little bit going on. But mostly a lot of stuff that they've been cleaning up in December and January. So very interesting. And hopefully they continue to do so, because there are a lot of people out there in the industry that are just taking people's money, man. And it just frustrates me. It really does. Because they're just robbing people. And for the most part, most people that fell to these scams are not getting their money back. Or if they do, it's going to be pennies on the dollar. So anyway, know who you're investing your money with. Bottom line, ask questions about the companies. Don't just find a good company and say, oh, I think I'll buy this. No, ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions. If you do that, you're going to be fine. So, hope this helps y'all. Sometimes these get kind of rambly for me, but it is what it is. And I'll catch up with you guys the next time I do one of these. I only do a couple of these a week, so maybe one a week sometimes. So anyway, we'll catch up with you later. Frazzled Dad is going to sign